Hello and welcome to Coding with Stephen. Today we're going to be working through one of our basic JavaScript challenges, which is working with arrays, reverse it. What you'll see here in front of me is just a repository containing all of the different challenges that we have and a whole bunch of information on how to get your development environment set up like mine is here. I'll post a link to the GitHub repository so that you can go grab that and pull it down onto your computer and get yourself set up so that you're working along exactly like I am here. Once you're all set up, I'm just going to find the Working with Arrays Reverse It challenge within our Basics folder. We're just going to head over to the instructions just to familiarize ourselves with what we're going to need to do for this particular challenge. So what we've got is we're going to be working to complete a function called reverse an array. And what that function is going to need to do is take an array of items that gets passed into it, and then it should return it in reverse order. So if we were to pass in an array containing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we'd return an array of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So essentially just reversing the entire contents of the array. In this set of instructions also we'll find a nice command here that we can run to execute all of our tests. So we'll just run those to begin with, and what we're expecting is all of these should fail because we haven't actually written any of the code just yet. And there's also going to be a few helpful functions here that are definitely going to be worth checking out to familiarize yourself with arrays. For those of you who haven't done much with arrays in JavaScript before, I'd highly recommend checking out the Mozilla documentation for arrays. It'll give you a really good overview of what arrays are, which are essentially just containers that can contain a whole bunch of information that you can operate on within JavaScript. So you can find items within an array, you can iterate over items in an array and take an action based off of the content, you can filter for items, you can do a whole bunch of stuff. And what we're going to do today is we're actually going to take a look over this array object here, because an array will come with a set of functions associated with it that you can use to work with the items in the array. And we're going to look to see if we can find one that's going to be useful for what we need to do, which is to essentially reverse the contents of the array. And what we'll find is there's actually this really useful function here, if I could highlight it properly, array.prototype.reverse. So that means that when we have an array, we can call this reverse function. And what that'll do is it'll reverse the order of the elements of an array in place so that the first becomes the last and so on. So we're going to take that and we're going to apply that to what we need to do within our function. So what we'll do, we'll just head over to our JavaScript file, find our reverse an array function. We'll notice that it's just going to take one argument, which is an array, and all we're going to need to do is return that so that it's in reversed order. So we'll make use of the return statement with JavaScript, and we'll just act upon the array, calling the array.reverse method that we were able to find within the Mozilla documentation. And what we'll do is we'll just rerun these tests, and we've got a bunch of passing tests. So that should be all you need to do for this particular test, so go ahead and fill those in. I'd also recommend, and I'll pop a link to this in the video description as well, go and familiarize yourself with a bunch of different things that you can do to an array within JavaScript. It's usually a whole bunch of really handy examples of how you can work with things so that you can gain like the length of the array and those types of operations. So go and check that out. But for now, I think that should be the end of it, and I'll see you next time.